around the nation, to every corner of the world, delivering the stories that matter. This is First Next News.
Hello, it's a pleasure to have you here. Can strict bail conditions silence one of Nigeria's most outspoken political activists? Or will they only amplify the message he has been preaching for years? Those are the questions now dominating political conversations across Nigeria after the Federal High Court in Abuja restored the bail of Omoyele Sowore, but imposed fresh and far more stringent conditions before he can regain his freedom. Let's listen to what Sowore had to say immediately after leaving the courtroom.
Nigerian people.
Great.
We are not moving until we talk to the Nigerian people.
Exactly.
There is no force on earth that can stop this revolution.
Yes. Obviously.
We have warned them, but they will not listen. But now it appears a little bit of common sense is returning to them. And as a result, I was granted a fresh bail. Require a traditional ruler and somebody with property in Abuja. 200 million naira. And my international passport. They have always been after the passport.
Two shorties, 200 million naira each or like some. One of the shorties must be a property owner in Abuja. And also, he must have one of the shorties being a traditional ruler.
After the ruling of the court has granted bail to our leader. However, on stringent conditions, because as a president, he come in 2027, who is already in court and whose lawyers are known before this court. The court ought to have granted him bail on self-recognizance. It is actually appalling that in a democratic society like we have today, a person that is worldwide known is still granted bail, and a person that is not known, a shorty who is not known, even 1%, is going to come and stand. In fact, I don't see myself worthy as a person that is, reliable to stand shorty for a person that is more popular than myself. However, we are happy that despite all of the odds, we had come out today victorious. We are going to start working on perfecting the bail and ensuring that he is released today stroke tomorrow by God's grace.
Sowore's remarks came shortly after the Federal High Court granted him bail in the sum of 200 million naira with two shorties. The court ruled that one shorty must be a traditional ruler from his community, while the second must own landed property within the Federal Capital Territory. In addition, the activist was ordered to surrender to his international passport pending the conclusion of his trial. These conditions replaced the earlier self-recognition bail that had previously been granted before it was revoked after Sowore failed to appear in court on an earlier date. Standing before supporters outside the courtroom, Sowore insisted that the conditions would not weaken his resolve. Instead, he argued that the case is much bigger than his personal freedom. According to him, the struggle is about what he described as the liberation of the Nigerian people. He also claimed that the government had long been interested in confiscating his international passport, but maintained that no government could stop what he repeatedly called a movement whose time has come. Sowore is currently facing charges brought by the Department of State Services over comments he made on social media describing President Bola Tinubu as a criminal. He has consistently pleaded not guilty and maintains that the prosecution is politically motivated. Supporters argue that the case raises important questions about freedom of expression and political dissent in Nigeria. While the government insists that the matter is before the courts and should be allowed to follow due process under the law. As the legal battle continues, the case is expected to remain one of Nigeria's most closely watched political trials. Beyond the courtroom, it also raises broader questions about democracy, civil liberties, and the balance between national security and freedom of speech. What do you think? Are the bail conditions justified, or are they excessive? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you find this report informative, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe for more in-depth coverage of the stories shaping Nigeria and the world. I'm Chidera Esom. We'll see you in the next report.
From around the nation to every corner of the world, delivering the stories that matter. This is First Next News.